Okay, so this is a brand new question he never asked before, but he wants to know you to understand the physiology behind Tour de France and blood doping. And my battery's running low, but he wants to know the physiology behind the blood doping that is involved in the Tour de France and why it's done and everything. Okay, so I put my computer on. Now, unfortunately, I've not been in class, so I can't really talk about specifically what he said. But fortunately, I know a lot about blood doping in the Tour de France, so it works out. So not very quickly, but I'll sum up what I know about blood doping in the Tour de France and everything you can possibly know about blood doping. Now, the Tour de France is anyone that is a cyclist or knows cycling. The Tour de France, I don't know if he talks about the specifics of the Tour de France, but the Tour de France is a really grueling bike cycling race. It is 2,000 miles throughout France. France is very, very big. It is very grueling, and this is within like 20 days or 24 days. I'm not quite sure how long it is. Really, the number of stages depends on the year and the competition, but it's 2,000 miles cycling through the mountains. You have like some flat stages cycling through mountains, not hills, fucking mountains, huge ass mountains, cycling up them. And these stages are 20 stages or so, 20 to 23 stages. Each stage is like 100 miles, so it's very, very grueling. You have to be an elite ass cyclist in order to even complete this, let alone win it. And because it's so damn hard and it's so taxing on the human body, that's why for the past like 40 years, I believe every single winner has doped some point in the race. Because I'm going to say it's not possible to win this, but it's very grueling. Most people in cycling that are champions have doped at some point in their life, and that's obviously cheating. But Tour de France is very, very grueling. Let's say during a normal stage, the normal pace in the Tour is around 25 to 27 miles per hour. During attacks, which a cycling attack is when you essentially attack, like sprint out in front and try to escape from everyone, speeds can easily reach 35 to 40 miles an hour. Now, if you know anything about cycling, if you've ever cycled before in your life, this is fast as hell on a cycle. So try to get on a cycling, not a cycle in the gym. That's not a road bike, road bike. But get on a road bike. Try to cycle at 25 miles an hour for even 5 minutes. If you're a cyclist, you can probably do it probably for like 30 minutes. But try to cycle at this speed and see if you can handle and see how you feel. Now they do this speed for 100 plus miles. So that kind of shows you how in shape they are. Now, you have to be pretty in shape to do this. Now, what blood doping is essentially using drugs or using other methods, which we'll talk about, to increase the level of blood glucose you have in your body. Why do I keep saying glucose? Not glucose. Doping is used to increase the amount of red blood cells you have in your body. Now, if you remember from basic anatomy and what red blood cells do, red blood cells increase the amount of oxygen you have in your body. If you have more oxygen, if you can carry more oxygen in your body, you can cycle or you can work out aerobically for a much longer period of time and you have an advantage over your competitors. Now, cyclists depend on the aerobic respiration system. You probably think like aerobic means is slow, it's for a long duration. Now you're probably thinking, wait, hold on a second. If they're cycling at 25 miles per hour up to 40 miles per hour and they're using their aerobic respiration the whole time, how is that possible? Well, that is because they're elite athletes and they're in such good shape. They're some of the fittest athletes in the world. Because if you can hold a 100-mile race at 25 miles per hour and still stay in aerobic respiration most of it, I mean, the attacks and the sprints are anaerobic, but if you can be in aerobic respiration, you are in damn good shape if you can do that. So they're in aerobic respiration most of the time. So they're using mostly oxygen. Now, if they're using mostly oxygen, the more red blood cells you have, the easier it is. So the name of the game is to increase the number of red blood cells. Now, train increases the number of red blood cells. That's the point of training, because you obviously increase many other things, but you also increase the number of red blood cells you have. How it works is train increases a protein called protein's a hormone. It increases the production of a hormone called EPO or erythropoietin. So it increases the production of this hormone. This hormone increases the amount of red blood cells you have in your bloodstream. And our the amount of red blood cells are measured are called hematocrit. So if you've ever been in a doctor's office or been around hospitals and they take someone's BMP, which is a blood glucose panel, or basic metabolic panel, which is a BMP, they will measure the percentage of red blood cells, or the hematocrit. This is the percentage of red blood cells in your blood. Now, a normal percent for men is this 36 to 40. This is a normal percent. Train increases it slightly. Well, it might increase it to like 49. Now, if it's above like 49, or if it's, say, in athletes that dope, it's around like 55, 60%. Now, this is not physically possible with training. Your red blood cell percentages can never get this high with training. It's impossible. But so how one way blood doping works is they take EPO as a drug, because you can take hormones you can take them as a drug. Blood doping is synonymous to taking steroids for weightlifters. Steroids wouldn't really help with aerobic athletes or endurance athletes, but EPO is the same thing. So you're taking this hormone that your body normally makes, like your body normally makes testosterone, but you're taking this hormone it normally makes, and you're taking such a massive dose of EPO that you increase your red blood cell count to a level that's not possible without taking EPO externally. That's not the word I'm looking for, but so you increase it. Now the thing with taking EPO is it's not really used a lot because it's very easy to catch someone taking EPO, because nowadays they do blood tests after every single cycling race, after every single victory, to see who's doping and who's not. Because after you exercise, your body hasn't had enough time to cleanse itself with the drugs. So if EPO is present in an abundant amount, because you're going to have EPO in your blood after you exercise, but if you have EPO in an unusual amount in your blood, you must have been doping to take it. So it's very easy to test. So it's not really used a lot anymore because it's very easy to catch. Now, another method that's used heavily is called blood transfusions. I don't know if he talked about this because it's not in his notes. I'm going to talk about it because I love cycling and it's very interesting to know. Blood transfusions this is what Lance Armstrong used, and that's what he didn't really, I don't want to say made this famous, but this is what Lance Armstrong used during all 7 Tour de France wins. He doped during every single win, and he's admitted it. But he used blood transfusions every time because he didn't take EPO because that's very easy to catch. So he took blood transfusions. Now, how blood transfusions work is you have this person, they get hooked up to a thing to get like the giving blood. They give blood. So all this blood, they're giving blood just like they're giving blood. The blood is then frozen. Now the point of this is when you give blood, your red blood cell decreases, right? Because you're giving blood. Your body is naturally going to produce EPO, so you can increase your red blood cells. And then you go about training like normal, whatever. You get into tip-top shape by training, peak. So when you get into your top shape, your red blood cells, you're in this awesome shape. Now what Lance did and what blood transfusions are is you take the blood that you froze like months beforehand. It's still there because it's frozen. You take this blood and you reinfuse it into your body. So you pretty much do the opposite of giving blood. You put it back into your body. When you put it back into your body, all the red blood cells that were in it, now they like multiply, and you just put more blood into your body, so you have even more blood cells. So blood transfusion, you transfuse yourself with your own blood. Now the reason why this is so popular, why Lance was able to get away with this for 7 years, is because it's very hard to catch someone that's doing blood transfusion. Because well, it's not just one, because it's your own blood. You're putting your own blood into your system. You really can't catch someone on a test by doing that. So really the only way is if teammates or people tell on you and say you done it, they did it, and they have evidence, cold hard evidence. But they really can't use some test to do it. Okay, so that is how blood transfusions work with the Tour de France. You have EPO, which is a natural protein your body makes to increase your red blood cells. It's very natural. Your body actually uses this after you train, your body produces more EPO so you can increase your red blood cell count. Now, you also use it when you're in altitude. Your body releases more EPO in order to increase the amount of red blood cells so you can respond to altitude better. So that's, and then the other one is blood transfusions, which Lance Armstrong used, which is withdrawing your own blood and putting it back in so you increase your red blood cell count even more after training. Now, what else can we talk about? One more video, we can finish this. We have 4 questions.